Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a necklace using beads from the Bargain Bead Box July 2023. And so first of all, our encouraging word for today is you will have perfect peace if you keep focused on me. Isaiah 26:3. I like that one a lot. Okay, so here's what you're going to need if you want to make this necklace. I am using some of these really pretty flat electroplated coin beads that were in the box. So if you're not familiar with Bargain Bead Box, it's a monthly beading subscription service. I'm using these little round electroplated spacers. It is shipped straight to your door for $19.49 a month, using some of these pretty rhinestone rondelles. I'm using a lobster claw clasp, one ring to hook my lobster onto. I've got 2 clamshell connectors here and 4 size 2 crimps and a length of Coriana chain. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to make this necklace. I'm going to bead it first and then we'll decide that. So anyway, when you subscribe to Bargain Bead Box, you get a 30% off coupon to use in their their store, their sister store, which has really great prices already. And so it's like a continual 30% off discount. You can use it over and over all month, and you can use it, you get it every month. So it's really nice. Plus the box value is just really great. So I find this is a really good stash builder if you've already got, you know, established beading supplies. But if you don't and you're new to beading, I find this is a really good box because you get pretty much everything you need to make stuff, you know, except for little things like jump rings and that kind of stuff. So it's really nice for either one. So, okay, so I'm going to make this not a choker style, but a very short style. So what I do is I take my chain, I hold it up around my neck, and I measure where I want it to go. So on me, and I'm going to keep this one. Now, if I wasn't keeping it, I would make it just a general length and put an extender on it, but I am keeping this one, so I'm just going to measure it specifically for me. So that's what I'm doing. I am putting this around my neck, and I honestly don't have any set measurements. I should probably write that down, but I don't know. I just don't usually, I just measure everything individually. That's just how I do it. Okay, so I'm going to leave just a tad bit of chain for the ending, the findings. Now, when I cut this, or when I get this beaded up, I'm going to trim a little bit more off. I'll probably check it just to make sure that it's how I want it to be, and then if it's too long, I'll cut it. I'll trim it some more. But right now, I've got it right at about, we're looking at about 23 inches, I think, here. So let's see. So we've got 12 right here. Yeah, about 23 inches. Okay, so that's what I'm making this one. And again, it depends on if you're keeping it or not. You know, you have to do it individualized for yourself. And I can't get my ruler hung back up here. There we go. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay out my pattern. So I didn't want to do a whole lot to this. I wanted it to be very minimalist because I really like these beads and I just want to showcase them. They're so pretty. So let's move these things out of the way. We don't need them right now. And so I think what I'm going to do is, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not sure I'm going to use all these on here, but I have them. I just pulled them all out. I'm also going to do a bracelet and a pair of earrings using this same kind of, these same beads and stuff. So I think what I want to do is this. And this is just, you know, you can do it however you want. This is just kind of what is striking me right now of how I think it would look pretty. And again, I don't want to do too much. I want it to be minimal, very minimal. Let's see, do I want to do another set of this right here? And one more over here maybe. And we'll take a look at that. Then I could do a couple of these on either end. And then the chain, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm liking the odd number there, I think. Okay, so let's bead it and just see how it looks when we put all the beads on. So I'm just basically putting all the beads on. Now this Coriana chain is available on my website. It comes in bright silver, antique silver, gold, rose gold, and gunmetal. I'm not sure if I have, I may be out of rose gold and gunmetal. I don't know. I'll have to check. But anyway, it's great. You can bead right on it. I love it. It's so pretty and classy looking, and you don't have to worry about, you know, the beads are going to cover, but they're also going to leave this chain showing, and I really like that. I think it's really pretty. So I like the Coriana. But again, I'll link my website in the description box below, and if you just look under jewelry making supplies chain and Coriana chain, you should be able to find it. And so I'm just beading these up here. This is, I think this would go with so many different things, and I wanted to add the element of sparkle in there with the rhinestone rondelles. But yeah, I think this will match with so many different things. And I just really liked these. I thought these were beautiful, so I wanted to make something simple with it. Okay. So that's 4 of the little rondelle sets. I really think it needs the 5th one, because if not, this is going to be your middle, and I would rather this be my middle. So I'm going to go ahead and add the last set on here. This is such a simple necklace to string up. Okay, so there we have it. Now I'm going to do these 3 on this side. And I've heard people say you should do everything in odd numbers. I don't really like to get stuck into rules like that. I like to just do it how I like it, how I think it looks good. So if this, you know, if 4 beads on each side looked better to me, that's what I would do. But there we have our focal on this chain. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to curve this up just like I would be, you know, if I was wearing it. I'm going to make sure it is even on both sides, and I'm going to take one of the little crimp beads and let it fall on either side. Now it's important that you keep this laying down. You want it to stay even, but you do not want this to be poker straight. You want there to be a little bit of movement. So it's important that you just kind of let gravity do the work on this. So here I have it. The sides are exactly even. I'm just laying it down and making sure there's no gaps, but also that everything has room to move. And then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and I'm just going to take this crimp bead and just crimp it down. Now you don't need to do this extremely hard. You don't want to cut your chain, but you do want the crimp bead to stay on. So that's, you know, you just have to do it kind of easy, but not too hard. Not too hard and not too easy. Okay, there's a fine balance there. Now, as you can see, there's a little bit of movement here, and that's what I want. I want it to have just a tiny bit of room to slide, but, you know, I don't want it to be stick straight. So now I'm going to hold it up on me. Whoops, I'm losing my lobster. I'm going to hold it up on myself again and make sure that it is kind of where I want it to go. And I can tell that it's a little bit longer than I want it to be. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to cut a small amount off each side. And again, this is very individualized. You just kind of have to do it how it works for you. And I think that by the time I get my clasp on, That's going to be right about where I want it to be. I may actually trim just a tad bit more off because I really don't want this to be a long necklace. I want it to be short. And I save these little pieces of chain because I can use them in other things like little tassels, or, you know, there's other things you can do with them. Okay, so I'm going to take my 2 crimp beads that are left and my 2 clamshell connectors. And I'm going to take my chain nose plier. I'm going to put my clamshell connector on here, and I do sell these on my website as well if you're interested. And I'm going to put this little guy right on here. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to smash it down again. Again, you want it to be firm on there, but you don't want it to cut your chain. So just kind of use a little pressure, but not a ton. And then I'm just going to close this up. Now you could put a little dab of glue in there if you did not feel like this is secure, but I've not had these come undone. They stay really well. In fact, when you get a crimp bead on there and you want to get it off, you know, when you do this and you make a mistake and you want that crimp bead to come off, it's pretty close to impossible to get it off of there. So that, you know, they stay pretty good. All right, I'm going to close this up. And I'm just going to go ahead. Oh, I needed a jump ring for my lobster too, didn't I? I didn't even think about that. So there we go. Jump ring for the lobster, jump ring for the lobster to clasp onto. Okay. And that will be this necklace. It is super quick and super simple, but I think it's beautiful. And I will have earrings and a bracelet to match this coming up. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and you ring the little bell so it'll notify you when I upload those videos, otherwise you might miss them. But here we go. And there we have it. So very simple, very minimal, but yet so sparkly and pretty, and will go with so many different things. So again, stay tuned for the bracelet and the earrings, which are going to be matching this necklace. We're going to have a whole set when we're done. And if you're interested in subscribing to the Bargain Bead Box, I do have a link in the description box below the video. You can click that and use my coupon code, which is Wendy2, and that will get you $2 off of your first month's box or your first purchase in their store. If you don't want to subscribe and you just want to shop in their store, you can and use that coupon too. But you can only use it once, so keep that in mind. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.